Daily ration.
A daily ration
a
of
pound and a half
of bread.
Good morning. We made it here to Fort Vancouver in Vancouver, Washington. It's a National Historic Site. Should be pretty cool. You said you've been here before, yeah?
I feel like every child in the Pacific Northwest within a driving distance has been to Fort Vancouver at least one time to walk through the fort and to engage in the living history, we'll say, because they do reenactments here.
Ooh.
And then when I was in high school, I was in JROTC, and we did a fair amount of marching and parading around Fort Vancouver, very fancifully.
It's exciting.
Yeah. So I've been here a couple times. Now, it has been long enough that it's going to be new for me.
I hope they have a demonstration. That'd be fun. A reenactment. That's cool.
Kind of weird. Yeah, they usually do it on the weekends, but it is a lot of fun when they do.
Okay, cool. Let's see what we can get up to.
Are busily employed in sinking the old well near the granary and in digging another one in the opposite end of the fort, near the new bakehouse. Thomas Lowe, Hudson Bay Company clerk, February 27, 1845. While the nearby Columbia River provided a reliable source of fresh water, the Hudson Bay Company excavated several wells within the stockade that provided water more conveniently to fort employees and guests. Historical accounts suggest that the employees preferred river water but found the taste of well water not unwholesome. After 1841, employees at Fort Vancouver received a daily ration of a pound and a half of biscuits when potatoes weren't available.
A pound and a half of biscuits. Could you imagine eating that much bread daily? Did it say daily?
Daily.
Daily ration.
A daily ration of a
pound and a half
of bread.
We gotta close the door behind this.
Why?
Let's be gentle. Whoa, this place is crazy. We will, hold on.
They had to use these to light it.
Look at
They had no
these.
power.
Oh, look at that, the old ovens. It looks like a pizza oven.
Huh?
Looks like
Those
a pizza
look like
oven.
pizza oven. They look amazing.
A pound and a half of biscuits per soldier a day here.
See biscuits for $100 making flour.
I don't think we can go upstairs. Let's go look.
So they would last a long time.
I was saying that I always wonder when I come into these old houses how much are restored and how much are original, because looking at these stairs, you can tell they didn't use iron nails in these stairs to hold these stairs together. They were using the wood and pressure against the wood. Here's a fun old iron nail. But that's probably to hang something, not necessarily keep the stairs together.
Well, this floor's old.
You'll notice right here, this is like actual peg that's driven in here to keep.
See, those are nails on the floor.
Yeah.
No, where?
Very interesting.
Very cool
Yeah.
how they put it together. Oh, here are some nails in the railing.
There's nails in the floor, although the floor looks
And those are
old.
cool old nails, but were those restored? Did people,
Or are they actually old?
or are they originals? That's
the
what I always
floor
ask
super cool
myself.
too.
Maybe they built this up around the stoves that were still standing.
You know, that's why I said it always makes me interested. I always want to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole about it.
All right, what building are we going into now? Does it say on the map?
Let's see. Blacksmith, Indian trade. Okay, so that was the bakehouse.
Yeah, the bakehouse. So this is the blacksmith. They got from 1829 to 1860 nails on here.
Actual artifacts on the table.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool. Yeah,
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Where it's been.
Oh, I didn't even
been
notice
stamped.
that. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Funny.
That's cool. So they drove it through and then they pounded it down, stapled in.
Probably through two boards.
Very cool.
What is this just like a raw chunk of material that you would use to
That
then?
was plowshare.
Oh.
Dang.
Horse would be up there and it would go through the ground and dig below the surface.
Yeah.
And that curves over and makes the piece that's coming up flop over so it's face down.
Okay.
But there was a failure somewhere along the line here.
Yep.
Take a guess. First guess what you think.
First guess, I'm gonna say it's like.
Take a look. Yeah, take a
Yeah.
look at it.
I'm gonna say the doctor's house. I think that's a doctor's house.
But that's impressive for the
So it's probably John's house, right?
Are you talking about
Dr. John McLaughlin, who was the manager of the fort, and he also had a house in Oregon City.
But do you not
McLaughlin
think
house.
This is impressive
It's where he
for
died.
the
He died
time?
in Oregon City.
This is extremely impressive for the time.
Extremely impressive
All
for
of this is
the time.
extremely impressive for the time.
He had a title though, and it wasn't manager. It was chief factor.
Oh, chief factor. I did not know that. Thanks for letting me know.
Chief factor?
When I was reading it just said he was the manager.
1825. It says after opening in 1825, Fort Vancouver welcomed traders from across the region. The fort was surrounded by trees for building and a river full of salmon. Its chief factor, Director John McLaughlin, shared food with immigrants who began arriving on the Oregon Trail in the late 1830s.
1820, right? And this is his house?
This is, well, yes, he lived here.
All right, cool.
It's a pretty cool house.
Nope, can't go in. Nope. All right, what do we see now? What is this on the map?
I believe this is the. Well, I'm not going to guess. I'm going to tell you. My best guess is it's where the fur traders put their furs.
Oh, like a fur
It's like the fur
storage?
house.
Okay.
I just don't know what the word for that is. Look how neat the outside looks. Look at how,
It's so flush.
yeah, inlaid the wood is. Hold on. I want to look in here first.
He's
But I've
old.
been there already. We went there already.
He's old.
In addition to expected
Come here, we gotta look here and then we're gonna go that way.
He is a native of Scotland and he was here from 1840 to 1850.
Native of Scotland. That's cool.
He and 16-year-old Maria Pandrum were married.
Interesting. All right. When you come to these places, how do you feel?
It literally gives me the tinglies. Like it gives me the tinglies to imagine that very real way that somebody was having a very similar experience to me. Such a vast amount of time difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how many people do you think have stood in this area with their families?
Yeah. It's pretty
You
crazy
know.
to think.
That's the stuff that keeps my mind spinning.
And we get to experience the same thing.
Yeah. Whoa!
We're getting to go up the stairs. Oh, look at this. Jasper, there's a cannon. They did. They had automatic lights back in the day.
Village, housing production bay, company working
It's a pretty good view of Mount Hood.
And they would use a system that came here from French Canada called post and sill. And they'd start out with timbers like that. And of course, if you think a big fir tree out here being milled into a beam like that, would have been cut to size upstream at a lumber mill right under where I-205 is today. So it was a water-driven mill, reciprocating saws that would, cut shapes like this, through water power. So the sill is pretty much the same on the top and the bottom of this structure. So down here is a bottom sill, and if you can imagine this being down there, it looks pretty much the same. This is a post, and the post has tenons that fit in the mortises. Can lock them together, and a slot in the side for these infill timbers. Infill timbers have mating pieces, so it slides together just like that on most days. And then these timbers go together like so. And you end up with a very strong structure. So no nails, no screws keeping things together, just gravity.
So interesting.
It's like a complex Lincoln log system.
Intensely
That's so
interesting.
cool. Yeah.
And it was made from green logs. So this structure shrunk essentially over time.
That was one of my questions,
like
which
squeezed
is
together.
how do you account for the fact that it shrinks and expands?
So in the posts vertically will not shrink, but they'll shrink on the sides and the infill timbers. You see at the top of that wall,
A little light right through there.
and also if you go through the jail, you see gaps at the top that haven't been filled, and that's because those infill timbers have shrunken down a little
Gotcha.
bit over time.
And I suppose back in the day, they would be filling that with stuff in the winter to try to keep it.
Over here,
Yeah.
probably didn't worry much about the jail.
No, probably not.
Then the roof structure was made also of beams, and if you look up here, you see in that direction, the beams have like bird's mouth joints on.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And that keeps the beam of the roof from sliding apart. So it's a very strong beam structure. There are also pegs on either end, two on either end, that attach the cross beam to the top pieces. And those were likely dried when they were put into the wet beams. So the wet beams shrank around that peg, creating a very strong and resilient structure for the roof. Create one long beam out of two short ones. You see up here?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, whoa.
Joint.
Yeah.
It's just like this. Put together with a peg. The peg's visible on the outside. If you take the peg out, it just falls apart.
Jay's a really nice man.
What a cool dude.
Yeah. He's got a
I
lot
just
of knowledge.
honestly, every time I come to one of these places, the people who work here, I'm always blown away with how intelligent and articulate they are and how excited they get about the history.
Yeah, they're so passionate about it, which makes the whole experience a lot better.
Oh, especially because we're passionate about it. It's a pleasure to, when you are an enthusiastic human about history, to meet another enthusiastic person
It is.
that's
This was
interested
the
in history.
It's really
counting
nice.
house.
This is the accounting house. Is this what we got?
Counting house.
Oh, I thought we
I
had a
wonder
jail.
I wonder what we're counting.
What
I think
are we counting?
the jail is behind the counting house, so maybe this is,
Do we count prisoners?
we count things, and then if the count is not right, you go to the jail.
Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Look at this thing. This reminds me of, what is that one scary movie where he's got pins all over his head? It kind of looks like that.
This is
Pinhead?
where you
Oh,
do
that,
the
no, the,
Hellraiser or whatever?
whatever.
1945. It was a lot smaller then. I don't know how anyone could fit in these tiny little houses back then. I guess they were just smaller people in 1845.
But now we're in here. We're in here.
I think that we couldn't visit this site without mentioning Julia Butler, who was the congresswoman who really spearheaded bringing back Fort Vancouver. And she, along with some constituents and colleagues, were the ones that really pushed to get this place reconstructed.
That's awesome.
Pretty neat
Well,
to see a woman so
Cheers to her.
so into history.
I feel like whenever we get into these places and learn a lot about history, there's a lot more like woman oversight that you don't know about. It really seems like it.
Once you start learning about who primarily are the caregivers for these sites, you realize very quickly that women really value history.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, women. All right. We have finished touring Fort Vancouver here in Vancouver, Washington. Jasper's officially tired. He can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Mom?
I thought it was amazing. There were so many interesting facts in there, and the biggest thing for me was the doctor's house. How actually up to date, how big it was.
Yeah.
I would never have expected a house that size back in that day.
All right, now that very rude airplane is gone. What did you think of Fort Vancouver?
It was fun. It was fun to revisit it. I wish that we could have gone into more of the fancy buildings.
Yes.
I do quite like to get in and around all of the things that I can, and a lot of them were set up so that you could only walk in and look through class, which was no fun.
Yeah, I'd like to see more demonstrations. We got to come back on a
Puppy down now.
weekday or a weekend when they're doing the demonstrations.
However, I will say that all the people that we interacted with who were either living history or hosts at the site were amazing.
Yeah, everyone here was super friendly and super helpful, very knowledgeable.
Super informative.
Super informative. I definitely would come back. Now let's see if we can go find the remnants of the oldest apple tree.
Let's see.